What's up, everybody? It's JT Sports Match, you guys, with another video. This video I'm here with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Tennessee Titans. Week 8 NFL preview and prediction. I'm going to be previewing this matchup and give my prediction for who will win this game. Before I begin, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel below NFL videos and college football videos daily. And also make sure to turn on the notification button that's on the right side of the subscribe button. It will alert you every time I upload a new video. Now, in this game, we had the 2-4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road at the Tennessee Titans, who are 3-4 in the season. And the Tennessee Titans are coming off of a very close win versus the LA Chargers in a game that they really should have lost, but Melvin Gordon fumbled the ball on the goal line, so they ended up winning that game. Ryan Tannehill had a very impressive outing, and Tennessee is looking to be trying to get things back on the right track, and they're one game behind the division lead. Being tied in the division. They're only one game back. So they're right back into the thick of things in this AFC South division. So they need to win this game to keep pace with all the other teams in the AFC South. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, on the other hand, last time we saw Tampa was on the road in London. They were playing the Carolina Panthers, and Jameis Winston had one of those Jameis Winston-like performances when he just had a turnover-prone day. I mean, this dude had like 4 or 5 turnovers. And Jameis Winston, here's the thing with Jameis Winston, right? At this point, I think Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans just have to accept the fact that Jameis Winston is what he is. He's a super aggressive quarterback. Now, some weeks, he's going to win you games, like we saw a couple of weeks ago versus the Los Angeles Rams. And some weeks, he's going to lose you games, like the game that we saw versus the Carolina Panthers. And he's just super inconsistent. I mean, some of the mistakes in the Carolina Panthers game. You was yelling at the TV telling Jameis Winston, Jameis, throw the ball away, throw the ball away. Oh my God, Jameis, why you just ain't throw the ball away, Jameis? Just take the sack, man. Just throw us the football. I mean, he's just super aggressive. I just think Jameis Winston is not a bad quarterback. He just tries to do too much. And I think Bruce Arians understands that. Jameis Winston just has that Superman mentality that he just thinks that he has to get it all in one play. He just has to try to be Superman. He doesn't have to do that. He just needs to take what the defense gives him. And I don't understand why it's so hard for Jameis Winston to get that. Like, you don't have to be Superman. You just need to take what the defense gives you. Just take a sack, live for another play. Don't try to force the ball. And, I mean, a couple of those interceptions, most of them were his fault. But some of them, Mike Evans this season has not really been that impressive to me. Mike Evans isn't finishing routes. It was a deep pass. I forgot what quarter it was, but it was a deep pass that should have been a touchdown, but Mike Evans just stopped running for the football or something like that. He's not running through his routes. And this coming from a receiver myself, he's not running through his routes. And his route rounding hasn't really been that impressive this year as well. It's been pretty sloppy. So, I mean, Mike Evans hasn't really been bailing Jameis Winston out that much, other than the performance when he went off a couple of weeks ago. Now, Chris Godwin has been what everybody expected him to be. Everybody expected Chris Godwin to break out this season, and he has. I mean, he's been so far one of the best receivers in the NFL this season alone. And now, a lot of people's concerns are with Brian Leftwich and the play calling. Now, I don't think Brian Leftwich has been bad calling plays for Tampa. I actually think he's done a pretty good job. The thing with Tampa Bay fans is that Brian Leftwich doesn't know how to use Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard. And I do agree with that. They need to get O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate a lot more involved in the offense. Actually, I think they need to run more tight end sets, more 2 tight end sets to better utilize those 2 tight ends. Because look, Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard, those guys are absolute monsters to guard, and especially O.J. Howard. I'm really disappointed in O.J. Howard's performance so far this season. I think Tampa needs to find a lot more ways or try a little bit more hard than what they've been trying to do and incorporating O.J. Howard in the game plan. Because I know every week they say, oh, we're going to try to get O.J. Howard involved. We're going to try to get O.J. Howard involved. And all they do is just throw these little fluky behind tight end screen passes that don't do anything. No, really try to get O.J. Howard involved. I don't see Jameis Winston. I always see Jameis Winston throwing to O.J. Howard on short intermediate routes. I don't see Jameis Winston taking deep shots down the field to O.J. Howard like what I was seeing last year. I was seeing a lot of big passing plays out of O.J. Howard because of how good of a vertical threat that he is, because of his size and his speed and his athleticism. And all I've been seeing this year out of Tampa is like when they throw to O.J. Howard, it's like on some short or intermediate routes. No, like, make O.J. Howard go out deep, man, because that's what Jameis Winston is very good at doing, throwing the deep ball. Let's also not forget that Jameis Winston is the best quarterback in the NFL so far this season and completed passes under the blitz. If you blitz Jameis Winston, he's going to make you pay. So when we look at my keys to victory, what easy teams will be able to do to win this game, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I mean, this is pretty much the obvious. Jameis Winston needs to protect the football. This is a Tampa Bay offense that is very explosive. And when Jameis Winston isn't turning the football over, they're very hard to stop. Chris Godwin is a monster. Mike Evans is a monster. You got O.J. Howard there. You got Cameron Brate there. So they got weapons. It's just the fact that Jameis Winston isn't holding on to the football. And another reason why Jameis Winston has been turning the ball over a lot is because the offensive line just hasn't been giving them that much protection. The offensive line has not really been that good for Jameis Winston. And that's not really good when you have a quarterback who's turnover prone. So not only do you have a turnover prone quarterback, but you have an offensive line that's not that good. So you're going to force Jameis Winston to split more decisions than what he has to. And he's getting pressured almost every single play last week or the last time they played the Carolina Panthers. So, I mean, that's another thing they need to be able to do. They need to be able to give Jameis Winston a little bit more time to throw. That's not listed on here, but that's definitely a big key in this game because Tennessee has a very good defensive line, a very good front seven, and if this offensive line plays like how they played against the Carolina Panthers, this game is probably going to end up going in Tennessee Titans' favor. So not only does Jameis Winston need to protect the ball, but the offensive line needs to protect him and give him more time to throw the football. The next thing Tampa Bay needs to be able to do is they need to give Ronald Jones more carries. For some reason, I can't quite understand why they keep switching between Peyton Barber and Ronald Jones. Peyton Barber has been solid this year, but I think it's about time that Ronald Jones ends up becoming that number one halfback because he's like top half of the NFL in yards per carry. He's averaging 4.4 yards per carry every time he runs with the football. And I really like what I've been seeing out of Ronald Jones. And I think Tampa needs to give him more carries than what he's been getting the last couple of weeks. Now, I understand they keep doing this split back thing with Peyton Barber and Ronald Jones. Both of those guys have been pretty solid. But I think it's about time that Tampa tries to make Ronald Jones the feature back in his offense. And I think this offense will be a lot better than just switching between Peyton Barber and Ronald Jones. I think Ronald Jones needs a lot more carries than what he's been getting the last couple of weeks. Now, what Tennessee needs to be able to do to win this game is they got to limit the big pass plays. Now, Jameis Winston, although he's super aggressive, this Tampa Bay offense, when Jameis Winston is to turn the ball over, it's almost impossible to stop. They get a lot of big passing plays. I mean, you got Chris Godwin, you got Mike Evans. I mean, those two guys have been having a lot of big plays in the passing game. It's mostly been Chris Godwin. But, I mean, this Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, the thing that Bruce Arians likes to do, he likes to attack the field vertically. He's all about the big play. That's what we seen from him a couple of years ago when he was the head coach of Arizona with Carson Palmer and them the year they went to the NFC Championship game. They are a vertical threat offense. They like to throw the ball downfield, and that's what Tampa Bay does well. They're very good throwing the ball downfield and getting big plays in the passing game. So if you're Tennessee, this secondary is going to have to keep everything in front of them. Don't let these wide receivers get behind them, and don't let Tampa get these big plays in the passing game because this Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, they're very explosive when they drop back to throw the deep ball when Jameis Winston is to turn the football over. So Tennessee needs to make sure they're able to limit the big pass plays. Next thing Tennessee has to be able to do is they have to have success running the football. Now, Derrick Henry, I believe he had like 20-something carries last week for 90 yards. Now, this is going to be a very tough outing for Derrick Henry in this Tennessee Titans offense when it comes to running the football, because that's what they do best, run the football. Because this is a Tampa Bay defense that isn't allowing a lot of yards when it comes to running the football. They're number one in the NFL in rushing yards per game allowed. They're only allowing 68 rushing yards per game. So this Tennessee Titans offense, they're going to have to find ways to run this ball on this very solid Tampa Bay Buccaneers run defense. Because this is a very good defense when it comes to stopping the run. I mean, this is a defense that has shut out Christian McCaffrey. They shut out Alvin Kamara. So this is a very good defense when it comes to stopping the run. So Tennessee is going to have success or trying to find other ways to run the football if they want to be able to win this game. Because at the end of the day, I know Ryan Tannehill was very good throwing the football. But at the end of the day, this is a Tennessee Titans team that they're at their best when they're able to run the football and they don't have to over-rely on the passing game. So Tennessee is going to have to find a way to run the football in this very talented run defense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the team that I'm going with to win this game, I'm going with Tampa to win this game in the upset. I think Tampa bounces back. I think Jameis Winston has a bounce-back performance. And I just think that Tennessee could win this game as well because this game is at home. But I just like Tampa because I just think Tampa's going to end up bouncing back. And I just like Tampa Bay's offense in a matchup like this. I know Tennessee has a very good defense and all that, but I just like Tampa in this game to pull out the upset. I think they get back on the right track. I think Jameis Winston turns this thing around after having an awful performance versus the Carolina Panthers. And I think Tampa comes out and they pull out the upset versus the Tennessee Titans. And the Tennessee Titans didn't really look that impressive to me last week. They really should have lost that game, but Melvin Gordon fumbled the football away. But a win's a win, but we're just calling it how it is. Melvin Gordon, basically, if he held on to that football, then the Chargers win that game. So I'm still not really that sold on the Tennessee Titans as of yet. So I think Tampa ends up pulling out the upset. Then Tampa Bay wins this game. 27-20 is my final score prediction for this game. So let me know who you guys think ends up winning this game down in the comment section down below. Also make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and college football videos. And thanks for watching.